Did you know that Lindsay Chris has been natural for over 10 years now? She quit the relaxers and took on the natural hair journey in 2014. And by 2022, as you can see in this picture, Lindsay Chris experienced major hair growth. We're talking about past waist length, past tailbone length. We are looking at some hip length hair. Right, yeah, so some argue that it's merely genetics, while some is more focused on knowing her secret so they can join the Repunzel gang. Irrespective of your stance, in today's video, I will give you the real tea, the hidden secret as to why our old Lindsay Chris hair is so long. As for the genetics police force, I do know why it's so easy for you to shoot down the people who believe otherwise, because I think we've all seen those videos, those going back to relaxers after 10 years natural videos. There's still a lot of women struggling to figure out and take care of their hair, so the evidence can be a little lacking sometimes, meaning that there's not a lot of women who's been able to retain this much growth in 10 years like her Lindsay Chris. Even though there's not a lot though, there are quite a few women who have been able to grow their hair beyond the norm. If you want to know more about these women and what they have done to grow their hair outside the genetics phenomenon, I left a video in the description, so you can go ahead and please watch that video from the beginning to the end. Now, back to Lindsay Chris. I know you are all eager to hear this big secret. But before I unveil the secret, let's hear a little bit about Lindsay Chris' story and some of her hair care practices, because I do also want to emphasize that Lindsay Chris is not one of those women you think does nothing but still grows long hair. She has a routine that she continuously lives by. So let's hear her story and dive into that a little bit.
I grew up knowing that I had relaxed hair, so you can imagine that my hair was relaxed at a very tender age, and that was all I knew, relaxed hair. When it was time, just go to retouch the hair. After a week, you go back to wash, and that's how it goes until your next day for retouching. But as time went by, I realized that I was losing hair. My hair became weaker and weaker. I was having scalp burns. My head was just not healthy. And it got to a point where I'll put my hand in my hair, and when I take it out, my hair is coming off. The hair would just follow my hands, and I became scared. I was worried that I was probably not healthy enough any longer. So it became very worrisome. But then fast forward to 2014, I decided to go natural, or rather return natural. And I tried transitioning for 2 months, but no way. I couldn't bear it, because when I wash my hair out, I'll notice my roots, the little curly afro hair, it was so beautiful to touch, and I couldn't bear it anymore. So I just cut off all of my hair in 2014.
Lindsay Chris' story is very similar to a lot of naturals who had relaxed hair before they went natural. Damaged hair, stunted growth, and just unhealthy relaxed hair. That's even my story too. I was tired of the burns, the scars, and all of that on my scalp. So now that we've heard her story, let's get into some of the things that Lindsay has been doing to grow her hair this long before we zoom in on the secret, that one thing that has made it so possible for her to have such long hair in less than a lifetime.
I started researching. I started looking up anything I could look up regarding growing out hair. So I decided to go back to the roots. Back in the day, our ancestors, they didn't have chemicals. They didn't do chemicals. They didn't use chemicals to grow their hair. I mean, they had herbs. Everything I did for my hair throughout my hair journey, even up till now, I have been doing by myself. I was ready to learn. I was not ready to put my hair in the hands of anybody and blame someone else later. When I was able to twist my hair enough to wear wearable twists, then I started twisting my hair different styles, and I'll wear it for 10 days. From January of 2017, I switched to washing my hair once a month and then re-moisturizing once every week. I haven't used hair extensions.
So ladies and gents, these are some of the practices that Lindsay Chris has been doing from the beginning of going natural even up to this day. And as you can see, it's the same healthy hair care practices that all of us natural hair YouTubers talk about. This is why a lot of people think that natural hair content is repetitive, and while that is true, it is repetitive because these are practices that truly works for many different individuals. There's a saying that if everybody has said one thing, then I must true, but there's always going to be this question in a lot of persons' minds, and it's why does it seem like every natural hair person live by these hair care practices, but at the same time only some natural hair persons grow this much hair and this level of length? If this is your question too, well, we're finally at that point where I unveil Lindsay Chris' secret. And let me tell you, it's not just her secret, but it's the answer to your question, my question, and anybody else who thinks about this question.
I didn't have setbacks based on wrong choice of protective style, because that is what has caused the delay for some women. They would have gone further, they would have reached a particular length in their hair journey today, but because of the setbacks.
Getting a setback from wrong protective style choice is just one type of setback. There are many different types of setbacks that different naturals experience. It can be a setback from using a bad product. It can be a setback from deficiency within your body. It can be even a setback from getting sick or having a baby. Hormonal changes like having PCOS can trigger hair loss and cause you to have a setback. Diabetes and different kinds of medication. There are a lot of factors that can influence a person having a setback. Fortunately for Lindsay Chris though, she's not had to deal with any setbacks in regards to protective styling, and I've not heard her say or mention any other setback that she has had to deal with throughout her natural hair journey. And I believe this is the big secret, because you can spend years doing all the right things to grow your hair, following all the good hair care practices, but experience a setback or even setbacks, because I know people who experience a setback every year. Setbacks can keep you from achieving long hair, and this is why you see people that has been natural for 7, 8, even up to 10 years still be at shoulder length, still be at hair length, because they've made so many mistakes on their natural hair journey and has had to deal with different issues and challenges that made it more difficult to retain their hair growth and achieve longer lengths. Growing your hair as long and in the same time as Lindsay Chris can be possible for any and every natural hair person. But you have to be careful about everything you do on your natural hair journey to not intentionally cause yourself to experience setbacks. In the next video, I will share some tips with you on how to avoid setbacks, what to do and what not to do so that you can reach your hair length goals as fast as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!